Alrighty, so let's do a warm-up to start with, if that's okay, Bev. So the first thing I was thinking we might do is turning your neck from side to side. So we can start going maybe to the left and then to the right. And this is just a nice way to loosen up through all the muscles and bones in your neck to get you ready to start exercising. Now, everybody's different. Some people can go a bit further. Others might have not quite so much range. And that's okay. How does that feel for you?
That feels fine.
Excellent. All right, and we'll stop that. So the next one, if you're okay with that, Bev, is grab your arm as best you can. And everybody will have different abilities to do that. And then we're going to try and turn from side to side. Now, the speed doesn't matter here. It's just to try and
This is a good exercise to do in bed too, first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
By swinging your knees from side to side. I
Excellent.
do that too usually.
Terrific. And you do that to try and loosen up through your body after a long night's rest?
Absolutely. I'm as stiff as a board first thing in the morning.
Yeah. It's a great tip. Thanks, Bev. Lovely. Feeling a little bit less stiff in your back?
I think so.
Excellent.
Another thing I do too is touch the ground.
Yeah.
That kind of helps a bit too sometimes.
Excellent. Thank you for that tip. And the last one to warm up we might do is just gentle marching on the spot. So again, the speed doesn't matter here. It's about getting the muscles and the joints moving in preparation for exercise. Now, if you can only lift one leg, that's perfectly fine, or both like Bev is doing, that's also okay. Whatever is possible and comfortable for you. Lovely. Maybe a couple more on each side, and then hopefully you're feeling nice and warm to get started. Well done. Great job. One of the exercises that Bev does at home is walking up and down her hallway. And she does this on a regular basis to keep fit and active at home.
Now what I do here is this. This is how I'm supposed to learn to use this leg brace. I have been known to do up to 10 minutes doing this.
Fantastic.
Drives me mad, but I do it anyway.
That's terrific. And if we could maybe do one more of that, Bev, if you feel comfortable, her to do about 5 minutes of this exercise and then combine it with other exercises. But at the moment, unfortunately, Bev has a slightly sore leg, so won't be able to do quite as much today.
And Botox is the best cure. That really is.
And that works for you. Terrific.
Because that'll flatten my toes out.
Yeah. Terrific.
And I'm supposed to remember to keep my head up.
Yeah. And this is a nice, safe position for Bev to do her exercises in her kitchen. She's got the bench there for her balance. Is this hard for you, Bev, or is it?
No, I've really got to think about it.
Yeah, good.
So I've got to remember to go slow enough to put my weight all through my left foot.
Yep, terrific.
Which I don't always do.
And that's okay.
But we found that if I can make sure all the weight goes through my left foot, it's less likely to twist.
Terrific. And do you feel like your walking is getting better?
Oh, it certainly is.
Excellent.
My left knee actually bends now.
Yep.
It wouldn't before.
Well done, Bev. All right, Bev, so let's do the arm exercise first. So we'll start with the fast moving one. So if you're okay, we'll do some punching forward and we'll do that for about 30 seconds. Does that feel okay for you?
That's fine.
Excellent. Now, some people might be able to go faster than Bev. Other people will go slower than Bev, and that's perfectly fine. You pick your pace and you do what you can at your level of intensity for about 30 seconds. Doing a great job. Okay, and we'll do the slower one now. So the slower one Bev's going to do is bending up and down. Now, when you first start this exercise, you might choose to start with only 15 or 20 seconds of the fast one and slowly, gradually build up as you get a little bit fitter. How does that feel for you, Bev?
That feels fine.
Excellent.
You can tell that it does pull the muscles in your arm.
Excellent.
It's good.
Excellent. All right, I think one more and then we'll go back to the fast one if you're okay. So we're going to continue on with some punching. That's it. Now Bev's sitting in a nice comfortable chair. She's got a pillow behind her back to give her stability and a good posture, ready to exercise. How are you feeling there?
Fine.
Perfect. And let's go back to that lower intensity one. How does that feel for you?
Fine.
Excellent. Good job. So we've done 2 sets now, I think, Bev. So we'll start the third one now. Ready? Let's go. Now, do you feel like that's making you work a little bit?
Just a bit, yes.
Excellent.
And because I've had a bleed, not a clot,
Yeah.
I've got to be a bit careful about not raising my blood pressure too high.
Fair enough. Well, you tell me how you're feeling.
I'm on beta blockers, so it probably doesn't make too much difference.
Yeah. But do you normally know when you've gone too far?
I know not to overdo it.
Excellent. We go back to the lower intensity one. Perfect. You okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And you can see Bev is holding a beautiful tin of, I believe it's beans.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use any equipment you have at home. And when you're first starting out, or when you may be not feeling quite so confident, you can start with no weight at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you get stronger and fitter, you might choose
And you
to...
can get smaller tins than this too.
Correct, yeah. And then you'll get to a point where you might feel like you want something heavier.
Mm-hmm.
So you can upgrade to something else you have in your home that weighs a little bit more. Beautiful. You're doing really, really well. Now you're ready for the next set of the faster one. There we go. And you may start this out going a bit faster, but as you get through the sets, you may feel like you need to slow it down, or you may feel like you want to do it without the weight towards the end, and that's okay too. How are you going?
Fine.
Terrific. Feeling it a bit in the arm?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right, let's do the slower one.
I'm just holding my foot still at the moment.
Yeah, that's...
Because if I don't hold it down, it'll come up down too.
Yeah, and that's actually clever because that makes you feel a bit more stable, doesn't it?
It does.
Terrific.
One thing my physio is trying to do is to get my left leg to realise it doesn't have to use my right leg to do anything.
Yeah, nice. All right, are you ready for that last set where we go a bit fast? Let's go. Good job, Bev. And Bev's got a nice, high, supportive chair to do her exercises in, which is really important as well to be set up.
You can hire these or you can buy them.
Yeah, terrific. So if you don't have a nice, sturdy, comfortable chair at home, there are ways to set yourself up. You're nearly done. Maybe 3 more of the fast one. Well done, Bev. And finishing off this exercise with the slow one. Do you feel like that got you huffing and puffing a little bit?
Just a little bit, yes.
Terrific. That's all we can ask for. And when you're first starting out, it doesn't need to be very high intensity exercise. It just needs to be a little bit of extra exercise, if you like, or to get you just that little bit huffed and puffed.
A bit more than you would do normally.
Correct, yep. And if you are on beta blockers, you need to just respond well to your body. So listen to what your body tells you and don't push it too much too soon. Excellent. And that is a wrap for that exercise. Well done. Good job.
Sounds good.
All right, Bev, so shall we do the leg one next? So if you're happy, what we'll do is the high intensity one will be the marching exercise in the seating position that you're in. All right? Ready to rock and roll? Let's go. So this one, do it as fast as you're comfortable. For some people that will be reasonably fast. For other people it won't be as fast, and that's perfect.
That takes an awful lot of energy just to
Yeah,
get that leg to
absolutely.
rise, actually. I'll just wiggle
Yeah,
back on the chair.
readjusting is good. Yep, keep going. You're doing really well. And if lifting both legs is challenging for you, you may choose to just do the leg that is more able. That's it. Because the idea here is to try and increase the heart rate a little bit. Feeling okay?
Mm-hmm.
Good, and we stop now. So you've done about 30 seconds, and then we're going to do stepping out to the side, just with the right leg for that one, and in. Out and in. Great work there, Bev. Is that feeling okay for you?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Fine.
Excellent work. Now, if you've got use of both legs, you may choose to alternate like I'm doing right now. And if you've got use of the one leg like Bev has, you do what Bev's doing. Good job. Terrific. All right. Are you ready for the marching one again?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Just what you're comfortable with. Yep, that's perfect, Bev. And we want it to be just enough exertion, but not too much. So I'm really glad to see you adjusting based on your abilities, Bev. Great work there. Excellent. All right, and you can stop, and now we do the out to the side and in. Now, if you prefer to step forward and back, you can do that, or you can keep going with how Bev and I are doing it. It has to be comfortable for you, and everybody would find different things comfortable. Good job there, Bev. Excellent. All right, you ready for the next one? How are you going?
I'm fine.
You're okay?
Mm-hmm.
Shall we go again?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. So marching up and down. And like the other exercises, if this is proving challenging, we can do the higher intensity one a little bit less than 30 seconds.
I think I probably will stop after a while.
Yeah,
because
it's
really
hurting
pulling
there.
the muscles
Perfect.
there, through there.
What if we do this, Bev? So if we do tapping forward and back, how does that feel for you?
That's easier.
Easier, terrific. And we'll do this one a little bit faster. So this will be our higher intensity one. That's it. And it's really important to acknowledge that sometimes it will get hard and we readjust.
Mm-hmm.
Good job there, Bev. All right, and we stop and we gently go to the side again. And you may get to a point where if it's too hard, you could just be going as slow as lifting your heel up and down, and that's okay too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so let's keep going with that. Terrific. Good job. Excellent. And stop there. You're doing a great job. Shall we do the tapping again? So we'll go forward and in. That's it. Lovely, Bev. How does that feel for you?
That's much better.
Excellent. It's always important to listen to your body when you're exercising, and when it doesn't feel right, it generally means it's not right. So it's good to stop when it doesn't feel right. Terrific. So
I love your philosophy. Sounds good.
all right,
Because if
Bevan.
it's not comfy, you won't keep doing it either.
Correct. Pop your leg back in, and if you wanted to bring the other one in as well, that's it. That's a nice demonstration of how to do that. Well done, Bev. And uncross your legs again. And what we might do is we might try and do with your right leg, go fast up and down like this. How does that feel for you?
That's fine.
Fine.
Not a problem.
Terrific.
Don't ask me to do that with my left. I just
won't.
physically can't.
I won't. But you can actually generate quite an increase in heart rate if you do this fast enough. So that's absolutely fine to do. How does that feel?
Fine.
Good. And you'll get really tight and strong calves at the same time as well.
That's probably a blessing anyway.
Yeah, good job there, Bev. All right, let's do some tapping forward and in. Forward, in. Does that feel okay for
Mm-hmm.
you? Great. Good job. Nicely done. All right, Bev, and now gently up and down. Now this one we won't do fast, we'll do that nice and slow. Now do you feel like you're getting a little bit puffed through this? Terrific. Good job.
You wouldn't think something so simple could be that effective, would you?
It's effective if you do enough of it and you do it a little bit faster than what is normal.
And this is something I could do sitting in my chair watching television at night too.
Brilliant tip there, Bev. All right, last set of tapping forward and in. Now we're going to do this as fast as you're comfortable because this is the higher intensity one. That's it. But again, just go with what your body is telling you you're happy to do. Great job. Feeling okay? Excellent. Okay, and last set of just gently up and down. Good job there, Bev. Good job. And that is a wrap for that exercise. Well done. Great. So the last exercise we're going to do, or you're going to do, is using the pedals. Alrighty, so if you have pedals like this at home, you can do that as part of your exercise routine. Bev's got a beautiful setup where she's got a little block that stops the pedals from moving, so it's nice and safe, and it means that Bev's legs stay on the pedals. How long would you normally spend on the pedals, Bev?
Well, once upon a time I used to spend 30 minutes doing this.
Wow. So Bev's going to show you how she uses the pedals, but what we'd recommend is to aim for 5 minutes, and if you can go somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes as part of your workout, that's great, as long as it contributes to your 30 minutes overall.
So exercise. I used to do 30 minutes and see how far I could pedal in that time.
Oh yeah.
Because the thing had both on it.
Yep.
At the moment I'm having trouble trying to keep my feet on the pedals.
That's okay, Bev. And you just do what you're comfortable with. This is a great demonstration of this exercise, but given you've got pain in your leg, only do what you feel comfortable with today. That's excellent. And as Bev was saying, this is quite an inexpensive item that you can purchase from...
It came from Aldi.
This one came from Aldi, yeah. So there's a few places you can buy these pieces of equipment. Some come at a very reasonable price, and of course, like anything, some come at a very unreasonable price.
I think this one was about $49. Brilliant. So it was just under 50 if I remember rightly.
Yeah, terrific. Well done. Thank you for showing us that. Bev, you've done an excellent job with the workout today. So we'll finish off with a cool down. The first thing I generally like to do is to do some deep breathing just to settle everything down after the workout. So breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And you could do between 3 and 5. One more.
My physio tells me that the stroke has even affected the muscles of my left lung. So my left lung doesn't expand like most people's does.
Harder to get the air in, yeah. Do you find when you do some deep breathing it helps to feel less breathless?
Not really.
Not really.
I know it's supposed to, but when I'm lying flat in bed I can breathe in.
Yeah.
I try to breathe with so push my diaphragm out and breathe out slowly using that.
Yeah, no, that's great. The next one we might do for cool down, Bev, is just to bring your arm up and down. So just gently, so it's not about speed anymore. It's just settling the body down after a workout. How does that feel?
That's fine.
Excellent. Lovely. So we'll do a few of those. And then we'll finish off with a stretch of your right leg. Now, whoever's watching at home may choose to do stretches of both legs if they can, or they can just do the leg that's affected most for them. In Bev's case, we're going to try and do the stretch on the right hamstring. So
we could possibly try the left.
Well, how about we give the right a go first? So the way to do that stretch is to stretch the leg out, putting the heel down onto the ground, and trying to reach forward. Now, you can press on the knee if you feel like you need to do it, or you can just rest your hand on the knee. For me, I'm just resting on my knee, and I can feel a stretch at the back of the thigh.
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel like a stretch at the back for you?
There's a bit of a stretch there.
Terrific. And typically, the further forward you go, the more intense the stretch is, but often the more uncomfortable. So find that sweet spot for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we hold the stretches generally for about 15 to 30 seconds, just whatever is comfortable for you. And if you do a couple of those, maybe 3 after the exercise,
Mm-hmm.
it will feel a lot looser when you finish. Brilliant. And we'll come back up. So bring the heel back in. Did you want to try the left one?
We'll try.
We'll give it a go.
It'd be
All
easy if you could lean forward with your left arm, but I
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah, that's really good there, Bev. Is that comfortable enough?
That's not too bad. That's a really good stretch, actually. I need to
Sure.
stretch my, whatever those muscles are.
Hamstrings, yeah. And you're right, it's the leg that is more challenging to move. It's often the one that needs to stretch the most. Just being careful that there's no pain in your back when you do that.
No, my back's fine.
Excellent.
My hamstrings aren't so wonderful, but that's okay.
Well, all the more reason to do a stretch, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And you can do these sort of stretches as often as you like throughout the day. There's no real limit. If it makes you comfortable, it's worth doing. Excellent. Well done. That is the end of your workout today. Great job.
Sounds brilliant. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.